Today, I want to talk to you about a very common issue that often besets healers, and that is that they learn how to heal, they do their healing, maybe it's Reiki, Pelo, Chi activation, whatever it is, on many, many people, and they get fabulous results. Their friends, acquaintances tell them that they've worked miracles. And as a result, they are very eager then to go on and test out their healing with people very close to them. Maybe it's family, maybe it's dear friends, etc. And this can be even more exciting when maybe a family member or a dear friend actually has an issue that really needs to be worked on. They might have a physical issue, they might have an emotional issue, and very often these can be things that they've had for a long time. So these are chronic issues. And your friend maybe has tried many things, these things haven't worked, and so you're thinking, well, why not try Reiki? At the very worst, Reiki won't do anything and they're no worse off, but just maybe it will do them a lot of good. So you ask them if they want some healing. You're offering it freely, you're not charging them, it's just purely out of the goodness of your heart. And then they surprise you by saying they don't want your healing. Now, when that happens, it can be hard to kind of accept no. I mean, you've seen how much good the healing can do, and you're certain in your being that it surely must do something, and then you know that even if it doesn't, they're no worse off. So why not try? And often in these circumstances, it's really easy to kind of pressure the person. Certainly I have been guilty of doing that many, many times in my early years. I just couldn't comprehend how someone wouldn't even try, and so I kind of pressured them. And this, unfortunately, often didn't lead to great results. What would happen is they wouldn't really be interested, and even if they accepted ultimately the healing, then it would usually be an unsatisfying kind of session. So maybe they go away and they don't feel so much, or maybe it's just that I do an okay healing, but somewhere deep down, I feel a bit icky. It's like, I don't know, something just wasn't quite right there, and I go away not feeling great about the whole kind of dynamic of the healing session. Now, the thing is, as I say, it can be really hard to let go, but what you need to do is ultimately learn that just as when we give Reiki, we give the Reiki to the best of our ability, and then we let go of the result. The result isn't in our control. All we can control is that we're present, that we become a pure channel, that we give the Reiki. After that, it's out of our hands. And so in a similar sense, when there are people around us who, from our point of view, require healing, all we can really do is offer our services. If they say no, then it's out of our control. Our job is to offer, and then the rest is up to them. And so it can be really hard to learn this. And sometimes when you ask someone to heal, if they want healing, they kind of will ultimately say yes if you put a little bit of pressure on them. But sometimes these weak yeses, well, often really, they leave you feeling dissatisfied. So you can see this even with distance healing. I've known many students, and also I've had cases myself, where you offer someone distance healing and they kind of say yes, but it's a conditional yes. It's yes, but only if you can heal me when I just kind of go about doing whatever I'm doing and I don't have to sit down or lie down to receive the session. So it's like, yeah, they'll receive healing if they don't have to put in any effort of their own. And in these situations, I'd kind of ask, well, how much do they really want the healing? If they're not prepared to, sit down or lie down for 30, 40, 50 an hour, then, I'd say don't give it to them, because always the individual needs to be co-participant in their healing. If they don't want to heal, they're not going to heal. And so really, even if you give them that distance healing session, you'll be kind of banging your energetic head against a brick wall. It's not going to work very well. So again, if they really don't want it, if they're not prepared to put something into the healing session themselves, then I would say, look, just leave them be. And when you learn to do this, what you find is that you actually end up being a lot more relaxed about things. when you're needing to heal people, there's a certain strain that goes with that. So what you really want to do is just let go. You find you'll be more relaxed, and you have more energy to focus on your own work, your own self-work. And also, by not wasting time with people who don't really want the healing, you're going to free up time for those that do, for those people who are really going to get a lot from the session. And ultimately, you know what? Even if there's someone really dear to you who you want to heal, then what you want to do is lead by example. So if you can be the kind of person, if you can be calm, if you can be balanced, if you can be healthy, then they will ultimately see that. They will see that whatever you are doing, even if it doesn't make sense to them, must be doing you good. And very often, sometime in the future, now it might take time. I've known couples, husbands, etc., who have taken maybe a few years to really come around to something like Reiki after having said, no, do not do anything. I don't want anything to do with it. But eventually they'll come around. So it could take a while. But if you are a kind of a shining light, if you demonstrate why Reiki is so good, by example, not so much words, then very often a person will come around. And the other thing to remember is we actually never know what life journey someone is on. From our healing perspective, it's very easy to think, yes, healing them is the best thing that could happen to them. But very often people need to kind of go down before they can go up again. They need to go down before they can have an understanding, a kind of epiphany. And sometimes they really have to suffer a lot. And only because they've truly suffered, then they seek from, something deep within themselves, and they have a tremendous understanding that then shapes the rest of their life. And if you heal them too soon, maybe they don't have that epiphany, they don't have that understanding, and they miss out on that crucial lesson that possibly they came even here on this planet to learn. And you, by healing them too soon, could deprive them of it. So look, it seems weird, but that's something to consider. So again, let me reiterate, the best thing to do with people who really are not eager for healing, and I'd say only work on someone who actually is eager. So even just the lukewarm, if they're lukewarm, wishy-washy, don't worry. Don't give them the healing. Don't waste your time. Wait till they really want it. And when they really want it, it's going to be a beautiful session. Like, it'll feel right. And you've give the session every chance to have the optimal outcome. And that is when you can kind of weave Reiki magic. When you come with the right attitude, they come hungry to get something from the healing session, you combine, and then it's a magical experience. So go out, have a lot of fun with Reiki, Pelu, or whatever healing modality you use, and wait until people really want it to give it to them. And those other people, just let them go on their own journey. Don't judge them because we don't know what their life path is, but just focus on helping the people who want the help, and focus on working on yourself.